where we tell lore stories. Now, on previous episodes this month, we told the story of Innistrad and the Harvest Festival that was pumpkin spice flavored. Everyone remember that? We did the whole Harvest Festival. I'm just gonna tell you guys spoilers, okay? Werewolf and her band of friends tried to find a key to do a ritual so that it wouldn't be night forever. It didn't work out. That's where we are.
Okay. I feel like I'm up to speed.
Yeah, that's the shortest version of the 5-episode story. So now we're looking at side stories, and none of us have read these. So we're just going to live react to these stories. Does that sound cool?
Ooh.
We're going to try this. It's a new thing. Yes, Waltzing Catilda is in the chat because there's a witch named Catilda, and at some point, the running joke became about her dancing.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Cool. So this first story is called Tangles. There is a dryad named Wrenn. Look at this. She is in a tree.
I didn't know you could take pictures like that.
CGB taught me.
Oh my gosh, I just learned how to stream.
Yay!
Yes.
All right. So, from what I understand of this story is every once in a while she jumps into a new tree and rides it, and she just walks around being part of a new tree. She names them with numbers. I think she's in 6 right now.
Okay.
A tree called 6. The tree is speaking to Wrenn, saying, "Here, stop." So Wrenn stops, and they drive their roots into the ground. And then Wrenn, she pulls herself out of the home that had been hers for so long. So she can't ride 6 anymore. She's got to look for 7.
She's leaving her tree?
She's leaving
That's
this
why they
tree.
had to stop?
That's why they had to stop. They only last so long. And she's like, "You've been a good tree. I will leave you now and look for the next tree." In fact, she says, "Someday, a very long time from now, when 7 wearies and I have need of my 8, I will return here. I will walk these woods again. I will find you, old friend. And your acorns will have had time to grow into strong young trees. I will offer them the choice I once offered you. If one of them should accept it, I'll consider myself fortunate beyond measure." So she's like, 6, you were such a good tree. I want to be in your kids. I want to ride your kids next. Grow good kids. I'll be back. We can continue the strange relationship we have. This is lore.
This is fine.
Some tree incest happening here. Okay.
Ride that tree into the sunset. Okay.
And
So-
its babies.
Yes.
Yep.
Also, when Wrenn is in the tree, she shares a consciousness with it. And as she leaves the tree, she slowly loses that, and she has to let him go. She's wandering around the forest, and she's realizing, oh my gosh, my feet hurt when I use them, and my legs are tired. They are so sore. Wow, walking is hard. It's so much easier when I'm riding a tree. And she's very sad. Apparently, she misses the music because 6 used to sing to her. And now he's quiet because he's being a tree now. So she just walks into the forest following the song of another tree that is waiting for her somewhere in the forest. All right, time to introduce a new character. It's Teferi. Yay! Teferi had not visited Innistrad before. This must be in the time before he shows up for the Harvest Festival and all that. He heard about it, and he's here now. He heard about trees, that there were trees here.
They know that they talk and that they get ridden.
It was always enlightening to learn more about the working of the planes, which could be so different and harmonious at the same time. It looks like some Cathars are also helping guide him this way. And then he noticed something on the edge of his awareness. And he spun around and looked in the shadows, but nothing was there. And then he's like, huh. And then he kept walking. And that was why he heard a woman. She was speaking softly. he saw a figure standing in the shadows of one of the trees, and she was super duper pale. Could she be this pale person? Probably. Teferi walks towards Wrenn and is like, hey, you okay? And she's like, stay back, mage, I can defend myself. I'd rather not fight. It's a dull way of meeting people. Can I assume you came here because you wanted to be alone?
Seeking a moment's peace. A moment's peace is actually a callback to a magic card.
Then I should use those words. She's seeking a moment's peace.
Which is a fog.
Looking for a fog. No, Wrenn says, I came looking for a tree. Teferi says, look no further.
We've got trees.
He's proud. He's found all the local trees around him. And she's like, ha, if only it were so simple. No, none of these trees are strong enough to hold me. And Teferi's like, what? I thought a dryad was like born with their tree and never left it. What you doing without your tree? Just like they are. I mean, we are. Obviously, I'm a dryad, like I said. But there was a fire and it ate the trees and I had to get out. And there's still a fire and I'm very upset about it. I've never recovered emotionally from the pain of this fire. But the cool thing that came out of that is I'm flexible and I can go from tree to tree. But only if the tree can contain the fire? Maybe the fire is inside her and metaphorical. I don't know. But anyway.
It's her planeswalker spark.
Oh.
Ooh, she did it. Oh, that's sad. Okay.
She comes together with the tree and then she is one with the tree. Those of us without roots can walk around in a tree. And I'm trying to look for another tree to sing with. I need a tree to duet with. And Teferi clarifies, you have no tree now. You're like, no. Obviously, I'm not in a tree right now, Teferi.
So you're not attached, is what you're saying.
So you're single. I'm looking. Teferi asks, are you trapped on this plane without one? She's like, oh, I do need a tree to travel. But Six got tired. Six really liked this forest. It was where Six was born. He asked if I could take him home. And I did. Six was a good tree. And now, I've just been kind of wandering around till I could hear the song of another tree, and now I'm trying to find that tree. Teferi frowns because this is super messed up. The Cathars are yelling, like, I think the mage went this way. Now, the dryad looks at Teferi like, oh, so you tricked me. You're like trying to catch me or something. Oh, balls, hands into fists. And now they grow red hot with fire. So the fire is truly within Wrenn. Wrenn says, I'm not so easy to kill when I have something left to burn. Teferi's like, hey dude, no. They're not with me. I just met them. I'm not doing what they're doing. I'm not with them. But hey, we could go into the woods and run away, slow him down. Can you walk? And Wrenn's like, yes, I can't planeswalk, but I can walk. He's like, then let's walk. And he even offers his arm, which is super polite. She takes it. That's nice.
Hopefully she's not on fire anymore.
She put it out,
Okay.
so not to burn.
Really cooled down.
Yeah.
So did he just tell a woman to calm down and it worked?
Oh my god, did that happen?
It sounds
Maybe.
like that's what
Only
happened.
Teferi.
Yeah.
Man. That Teferi voice. Only Teferi could do it. When he goes, baby, let's slow this down.
Yeah, he's ready for slow jams. Are we gonna look for a slow jam in the woods? So they walk for a bit, and then Teferi notices they're being followed, but it's not by the Cathars, but it's something that's followed him before. Whenever he looks, he sees nothing. So Wrenn's like, oh, well, not everything on Innistrad is visible. Maybe it's a dead thing. He's like, oh, is that bad? She's like, yeah. Yeah,
Maybe.
it's probably, could be bad. And Teferi says, oh, that was my fear. So turns around and says, show yourself. And nothing happens, which is a bummer. But the shadows are really shadowy. And Wrenn listens and says, well, it's not a tree because it's not singing. So Teferi tries it again. Show yourself. He flickers his fingers with curling, spiraling lines.
He does Gandalf things.
Ooh, blue light comes out. And then a figure shows up. And it looks like this. Woo! We'll put you in the corner over here. So that's what he sees.
He sees a 4/4 beast token. What's
Yeah,
up?
That's a 4/4 beast.
Boopy. So it's something between a man, beast, and tree. A man beast tree. Does it have a better name?
4/4 token is what I call it. I don't know.
Well, it's better than man, bear, pig, I guess. Or is man, bear, pig better? I don't know. Well, it hisses. That's the noise it makes. Teferi goes bleh and unleashes blue magic on it. And normally that would totally work because he's so good at magic. It didn't, and it hissed a bunch, and then it finally disappeared. So I think it just left. I don't think it got beat. Teferi turns back to Wrenn. She fell down when he pulled away, so his politeness is like, oh, I'm sorry, I got a battle, and then she fell down. And he apologizes because he's super polite. And he's like, oh, well, it's gone for now. Yeah, also our path back. Look what you did, Blue Mage. Teferi looks over his shoulder, and the path is completely gone, but actually replicated. And it had been a reasonably straight line, and now it's a tangled ball of identical paths. So now they are super duper lost, and Teferi is sad. And Wrenn says, and the tree that called me is gone. I can't hear it anymore. You did a really bad thing, and I'm mad at you.
Poor Blue Mage. Who's trying to defend us?
And Teferi's like, oh, well, you came here looking for a tree. How about this one or that one? I don't know any of them. Are any of these good trees? Like, can you just pick a tree? And she's like, oh, if only. None of them sing to me. I need a tree that sings. None of them can carry my fire. Teferi says, well, we have to find you another tree before you burn to nothing then. And she's very upset because it doesn't work that way. And he shouldn't mansplain things to her that he doesn't know about at all. It's like really rude. We just met and you think you know how my tree riding works? You don't understand anything about it.
Has he ever met a woman before?
Unclear. So she explains, because he obviously needs it. Dryads walk the world with our trees to keep and anchor us. But because my heart is made of fire, when I walk, my tree walks with me. I can have no partner too small to accommodate me, nor can I convince any unsuitable tree to carry me into the world. I must find a tree. And I don't have as much time as I'd like to find a tree. I'm on the clock here.
I can picture some millennials like working this into wedding vows. Will you carry my fire? Can you hold my fire?
Teferi frowns because he's thinking now and listening, which is a good thing. And he says, okay, so you need to find a tree. Like, yes, obviously. I need to find a way out of the mess I've made. Maybe we can work together. And Wrenn's like, it's not like there's any other option. Like, obviously that's what we're doing here. And Teferi says, yeah, I understand. You're gonna die without a tree? She's like, she gets really mad at this point because obviously, but also she doesn't like the idea that he's making her sound weak. So she yells, I can defend myself. And it gets a little bit fiery. And she's like, don't try me, mage. Slap you with my fire. And he's like, peace. Peace. Hey, let's introduce ourselves. I'm Teferi. You are? And she's like, Wrenn. Oh, yeah, I've heard of you. What sort of things do you think she's heard about Teferi?
What have you heard? What have people heard about control mage?
That they're awful.
That they take a long time, like this whole introduction.
Yes. Well, Wrenn mostly says, like, I hear you're okay. Yeah, let's hang out. So they continue. So they walk for a long time, following a twisting path, but they're just kind of stuck. And here's a picture that illustrates that. Ooh.
Wait, they're in that picture?
I don't see them, but I think they're in that picture. They get lost. They go in circles. Wrenn tells him, yeah, we're lost. We've gone in circles. And Teferi's like, no, I don't get lost. We never turned around. We've been south like this whole time.
Never been lost.
I'm a man and I don't need to ask for directions. It's fine. Wrenn asks, oh yeah, do you hear trees singing to you like I do? Like, do you have that ability too?
Got built-in navi.
Do you have that? If you don't, then don't contradict me, okay? Because that's how woods work. And I know where we are in the woods because of my powers. So they're fighting. I don't know. It's not that important. Let's just scroll for a little bit. They're talking about spells.
On the edge of my seat.
Oh, this is all very complicated. Okay.
Can I see your spell?
Yeah. Can I see your spell? Can you touch it? Oh, it actually sounds like it got a little sexy. I'll go back.
When you're stuck in the woods.
All right. Teferi says, it's a spell gone wrong. You've seen spells go wrong before. And Wrenn says, yeah, but when it happens, I pick them apart till they dissolve in my hands. And Teferi's like, how do you pick them apart? She's like, well, everything that comes from you is a part of you forever. Like, you know, water and trees and stuff. It's mana and it goes back into things. Like, don't you people see the roots of magic? Is that not something you mages do? And he says, no, we don't think about it like that, but that's kind of cool. Can you see your spell? And Teferi says, I can. And she asks, can you touch it? Can you touch your spell? And he grimaces. He says, I can. Can you hold your spell? Like, not on my own.
You have to hold it with me.
She's like, oh, your roots are too shallow. Here, I'll help. and then she hums. And the natural magic of the woods swirls around them. Now can you hold it?
And it sounds suspiciously like Careless Whisper by George Michael when she hums.
Yes. And Teferi reaches for the spell. Oh, I can. I can hold the spell now. Good. Now, you can untangle it by moving through it. There's an entry point. You know, you have to find...
What do you have to find?
A place where the branches don't interlace, and use that to enter its song. Find the place where it fails to find perfect harmony, and you can unmake the spell. He's frowning again, but doesn't want to argue with her.
Hey, honey.
Smart man.
I gotta tell you something.
Yeah.
Where I found your phone, it was in that place.
Now I know.
Now you know.
And then you could hold it in your hand.
Yeah, I did. Did what I had to do.
So, after...
Do you guys want me to leave?
After holding the spell, he figured out how it became distorted. And he untangles it. And then when he untangles it, the path is back. It's not confusing anymore. She is tired looking at him, but says, your legend travels virtuously. You deserve the songs they sing of you. And Teferi says, oh, not all of them. The place I came from originally, Zalfir. I lost it. Oh, you lost it? Like, yeah, I lost like the whole continent. Yep, I did that.
Lost it in time.
With a spell kind of like this one, I did it real bad. I've never been able to undo what I did. But maybe if we find you a tree... And she's like, yeah, if our paths meet again, like, maybe.
She's not that into you. She's trying to
She's
leave.
not that into you. Like, she helped him undo this spell, but it doesn't mean she wants to help him save an entire continent. She's more interested in finding her tree. Teferi curses himself because he realized that removing his spell might cause this scary thing, I think, to return. He turns around and he sees a tree. A tree like every other tree. But Wrenn is excited about this tree. It's a tall, mature tree with healthy green leaves and spreading branches.
Got deep roots.
It doesn't seem like she's even breathing. Teferi wonders if dryads need to breathe. He doesn't really know much about women. So she walks towards the tree. And then she gently, ever so gently, brushes the bark and hears a sound, a beautiful tree sound. And she listens. And then Wrenn is gone. Let's see. Oh.
I don't know if you can show that on Twitch, honey.
Whoa.
It's a bit much.
It's too sexy.
Too sexy.
Her head pokes out of the tree, and she's like, "You're a miracle, mage. A miracle and a mistake in the same moment is more commonplace than you might think." So she's happy. She's in a tree now. The fairy's like, "Oh, I get it. This is the tree that sang to you." He's putting it all together now.
Dun, dun.
And she listens to the tree, and she says, "Seven says they are grateful for what you've done, even if you didn't really mean to do it and you suck at what you do. But they called for me and thought I wouldn't be able to listen. They want to see the worlds." He's like, "Oh, you can show Seven the worlds?" And she's like, "Yes.
I can show Seven the world.
Yeah." He thanks her for helping with the tangle thing. They part amicably, and she leaves. And Teferi's alone, and he smiles, and he leaves too, and the story is over. That is Tangle. What do you think of that?
She just wasn't that into him.
She's not that into you.
That's, yeah. I didn't know Tangle was gonna be so,
I didn't know it was gonna get like that. Not at all.
And for those of you wondering, the next story that we'll do in a future broadcast is called Sisters.
Okay.
Oh. Let's see if we can find a picture that's really tantalizing. Oh, that's too complicated. I don't know what's going on there. Whoa. It's really autumny. There's like leaves flying. Oh boy, there's dancing. It's gonna be epic. Oh boy, that
Do they need to see one of these?
Let's
Just
see.
a little preview.
And then it gets really sexy. Oh man. Like if you're ready for autumn, like check this out. Some of this is gonna happen. Boom.
Yeah.
We're gonna throw leaves at you.
The side stories could be called 50 Shades of Autumn.
It's just a 2/4 that makes a mana, guys.
Yeah.
Ooh, it's got that booty then.
That's got some booty for sure. But let's all be honest. Can we all agree that we're not surprised Teferi's not very good with women?
Not very surprised.
Hold that thought. That's a very voice line.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. That thought.
In my hand.
Really,
Gently.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah. Okay.
Should I untangle the thought?
Lou may just spend too much time playing with.
Themselves?
There it is.
Mm.
I'll just see myself now.
You know, the story's never been quite like this before.
But hey, we're good at finding phones in the trees. So
Yes,
there
that is
is
true.
application to our
Yeah.
skills.